Hey everyone, this is Caly Person for the Greetery. Welcome. In today's video, I'm sharing 2 cards using the Land of Liberty suite. This collection includes a stamp and die combination along with 2 flag-themed die sets. Here's a quick look at those products. On the left, here we have the Land of Liberty stamps and dies. In the middle, the Stars and Stripes bow die, and then the Wave the Flag border die, which I'm sharing here. I have the pieces die cut here, the stars in blue and the red flag areas in 2 different shades of red, and you'll see how they layer to create movement and dimension. Before I adhere these layers together, I'm adding some ink to further create that depth and texture. So for the blue cardstock where the stars are supposed to be, I'm ink blending with a deep midnight blue. Now, if you don't have a really dark blue ink, if you have a dark purple ink or a dark gray, even black ink would work really well for this. On the red die cut pieces, I'm using a darker red ink where I can, but where I want it even darker and intensified, I'm going to be using that midnight blue ink. And you'll see how that creates a lot of depth, and it's going to really intensify the movement of these flag layers once they're layered together. So now I'll adhere the 3 pieces together. I'm going to adhere this lighter red piece of cardstock against that bigger piece, and you'll see how the darker piece sticks out at the end there on the right of this piece and creates lots of movement. And then I'll add my blue star piece in the corner. And what we have now is the assembled Wave the Flag border die. I'm going to put it on a white piece of cardstock, which I will use for my card layer. I just wanted you to see the contrast against white cardstock. Now I'm going to put together the Stars and Stripes bow die, and I've die cut all of the striped die cut pieces in red, all of the solid die cut pieces in white, and lastly the star piece again in that dark blue. And now I'll be adding color just like I did with the Wave the Flag border die. I'm using the darker red here for all of the pieces, and I thought I'd be happy with that, but you'll see here later on that I do go back in and add some of that darker blue to intensify the shadow of these pieces. So I'm just adding ink in the inner portions of the bow as well as on the outer edges. Then I'll start to adhere it together, and then this is when I decided I really wanted to add that darker color. So I'm going in with that deeper blue color and repeating the ink blending across the center, inner parts of the bow, and on the outer edges of the bow. And you can see that that really creates highlight in the center of all of those bows, and it creates curvature and movement to the die cut. And while I had that blue ink out, I did forget to do the star piece, so I'm just going to do that really quickly here by going all around the edges of this piece. Now I can assemble this bow by adding the blue star piece to the left side of the top portion of the bow. Then I'll add all of the red pieces over the white solid pieces. I've skipped showing you the parts where I add the liquid adhesive to the back, but assume that I'm doing that, and that's how I'm adhering these pieces together. So you can leave the bow with just the 2 pieces adhered, or you can add the second set of tails, which gives the bow a bit more interest and fluff. So now that this Stars and Stripes bow die is put together, I'm going to set it aside and work on the Best Bouquet Details die. I'm going to be working with these cards in tandem, and since they use the same similar products, I'll be ink blending and doing all of that at the same time. I'm going to be ink blending all of the pieces of the Best Bouquet dies and just adding some color again to add depth and dimension to all of these, making it a little bit more interesting and a little bit prettier. So I've added some green all around the foliage, making sure that any areas that pop out in between the flowers are going to show up. And I'm just creating a gradient of color so that you can see shading. And I'm going to do the same on the yellow pieces, adding some yellow onto the flower centers as well. Next, I'll add some pink ink to the center of all of these flowers, creating a gradient from the inside out. Once I'm done with the pink flowers, I can work on the blue flowers. I'm using a more purplish blue color for the cardstock, but I'm adding that more royal blue ink to intensify the colors from the base of these blooms and towards the top. So I've already assembled one off camera for you, so you could see what that looks like once it's put together. And here I'll show you how that's done. Super easy to do, and if you need help, all you have to do is refer to the packaging because there's a helpful guide on the back of the insert. And I'll show you that here in a little bit. These flowers here are etched, so you can line up where the top bloom is supposed to go. Super easy to do. Then I'll add the yellow flower here on top of its coordinating area. And just from the inspiration guide, I know that this blue flower is supposed to be adhered down first because the large pink layer is going to go over that. So when I was doing this the first time, I didn't refer to the guide, and that's how I know to make sure to look for that. So that's a great helpful tool for you to have, is that package insert there that will help you visualize where things go. And again, these floral die cuts are etched so that you can see where things line up. Like all of the edges of the flowers are etched into that back green piece so you can see where all the pieces line up. So that's what I'm doing here, and I hope it's helpful for me to point that out. And these last two blooms are going to hang off the edge of these little stems, so you'll want to make sure that you adhere it down and hold it into your glue sets. Now, because I've layered the flowers and I did not add glue everywhere towards the ends of these petals, I'm able to lift them up with a tool once they're set in place and create a bit of lift to all of the petals to give it a bit more interest. Now I'm going to work on my card background panels. Now you can leave them white, but I wanted to give them a vintage feel, so I'm using a light brownish gray color to ink blend all the way around the card panel. If you want yours to be a little bit more intense, you can certainly use a heavier hand. So for my first card, I'm using the Wave the Flag border die, and I've attached it to the top of one of my card panels and attached my Best Bouquet Details bundle to the left side because I've planned for my sentiment to be on the right side. For my second card, using the Stars and Stripes bow, I'm going to accent the background with this Capsule Star-Studded Borders die. I've die cut that in a gold cardstock, and I'll attach my bouquet to the center of my card, and then attach the bow right over that bouquet at the top of my card panel. Now I'm ready to stamp my sentiments for both cards. Using the Land of Liberty stamp set, I've chosen 2 sentiments to go over my card panels, and I'm stamping them in Versamark ink over some blue cardstock. I'm going to be embossing these with some gold embossing powder and then heat setting it once I tap off the excess powder. It's a good idea to use some anti-static powder tool to make sure that excess powder doesn't cling to other unwanted areas. After heat setting that gold embossing powder, you can see how it all changed and turned from powder into a shiny finish. I'm going to use the coordinating dies from the Land of Liberty die set and die cut those sentiments out. To create more interest, I'm using that really dark blue ink again and going around the outer edges of these sentiments. Now make sure that you buff off any excess ink that's sitting on top of the embossing that we've done. So I'm going to use a paper towel when I'm done and just kind of buff in those areas to get that excess ink off. And a really fun tip for you if you haven't ever done it, if you find that this dulls your embossing, you can always get your heat gun back out and blast it with a bit of heat again, and it'll bring that shine right back out from that embossing powder and dry any ink that's still there, or kind of melt that ink into the embossing. So now that I'm done doing all of that, I can attach my sentiments to my cards using some 3D foam adhesive for some dimension, and then added the hero sentiment on my other card towards the bottom. And that finishes my 2 patriotic cards for this video. I really hope you enjoyed these projects. I really love this suite of products and have been wanting to use it for a while, and I'm glad I got to share it with you today. If you're interested in any of the products that I used, everything will be linked below as well as in the coordinating blog post. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye everyone.